Hello, this is professional video game expert Tim Rogers. You are watching Kotaku.com. Today we're playing American football. No, not the football that is occasionally called soccer. It's American football. You know, the one that has a Super Bowl. Did you know that if I say soccer, a British person knows I'm talking about soccer and not about American football? If you're watching this video, perhaps some situation in your life requires you to understand what the heck is going on in American football. Or maybe you're just interested in the sport because beer commercials have started to reference Game of Thrones. Well, here I am to rescue you. This is football. Reviewed! It's understandable that you might not understand American football. There are, at any given time, 22 dudes standing on the field. Most of the time, they're standing still and leering at one another. A casual observer might mistake the football field for some weird church, and the ball for some sacred loaf of mystic jewels. The casual observer wouldn't be totally wrong. American football has about as much in common with Magic the Gathering as it does with soccer. Hey, by the way, did you know that it's okay to like sports? You don't have to make fun of people for liking sports. You probably shouldn't make fun of anyone for what they like, unless what they like happens to be an actual criminal activity. American football is a two-player, turn-based, deck-building arena strategy game. Before a season starts, two coaches build a deck of 53 players. During a game, they can position 11 of these players at a time on the field. You play 16 games. If you do the best, you get into the Super Bowl. If you win that, everybody on the team gets a gold ring. When a team is on offense, it's their turn to guide the ball toward the goal. When a team is on defense, it's their turn to stop the other team from guiding the ball toward the goal. In summary, the defense wants the ball to touch the ground. The offense doesn't want the ball to touch the ground until it's in the end zone, which is where it's okay to touch the ball down. That's why they call it a touchdown. It's Final Fantasy Tactics, except you can literally get brain damage. Wow, that was probably too dark. When it's your turn, you get 4 downs to guide the ball 10 yards. If you can gain 10 yards, you get what football rules mavens call a first down. That's like an extra continue. A football field is 100 yards, so you hopefully want to get more than 10 yards at a time. If the ball touches the ground, you lose a life. You do not, however, lose your progress toward that 10-yard short-term goal. For example, if you carry the ball 3 yards before the ball touches the ground, football rules call this 2nd and 7. You're on your second life, and you have 7 yards to go. Yards are like meters, only a little shorter. If you can't make it 10 yards in 4 lives, it's game over. The other team gets the ball, and now they guide it toward the opposite goal. Football began its life as a slower, more contemplative take on the legendary sport of rugby. Rugby is an abstract simulation of ancient warfare, where the ball is a metaphor for immemorial barbaric power struggles. American football is a more militaristic, organized, modern warfare. Over the course of decades, theorists and coaches have summoned from the near-limitless potential of football's Spartan rulebook a fluid canon of effective formations, strategies, and positions. This gradual convergence upon a series of small agreements has transformed modern football into a chess master's mind blow, a smoldering rat's nest of actions simultaneously encouraging and countering expectations. Coaches play this game even as spectators slumber. Any good football coach will play this game until they are literally a skeleton. Let's talk about offense. The quarterback is the hero character. He's the one who holds the ball and decides what to do with it. He might throw it. He might hand it off to a player who will try to run with it. Guarding the quarterback is a series of tough guys who we call the offensive line. These guys are the tanks. They stop the defensive line from getting through to the quarterback. The offensive line is sort of like the quarterback's armor. One of the offensive linemen is the center. He's the guy who starts the play by touching the ball. He immediately hands the ball back to the quarterback. His existence is the perfect metaphor for the whole offensive line. He exists to put a barrier between the bad guys and the heroes. Back behind the line are the quarterback and the running backs. On either end of the line are the wide receivers. After the snap, the wide receivers do their best to get through the defensive line and into a position to catch a possible pass. The quarterback can throw the ball to the wide receivers or hand the ball to one of the running backs. who will then try to infiltrate the enemy's defensive line and push forward. Passing the ball to a wide receiver is like casting a spell. Handing the ball to a running back is like choosing fight. It's possible the spell will hit the enemy's weak point. It's also possible you'll score a critical hit if you choose fight. In the interest of stringing this metaphor out further, I'll say that wide receivers are like thieves, or wizards, or archers, snipers. Maybe they're like snipers. I don't know, it depends on the wide receiver's individual personality. Running backs, meanwhile, are like fighters or knights. Theirs is a sworn duty to carry the ball on foot and be brave. They're not sneaky, though they're occasionally pretty cool. If you can carry the ball across the goal line, that's a touchdown. You get 6 points. If that sounds like a lot to you, I assure you that it's designed thoughtfully. You get 3 points for kicking the ball through the goalposts. You get 1 point for kicking the ball through the goalposts after scoring a touchdown, or you can try to score a second micro touchdown after a touchdown for 2 points. They call that going for 2. When you're on defense, football defense is really complicated. People always talk about how smart the quarterback is and such, though he's not scoring touchdowns literally every single play. These guys on defense are stopping him almost every time. The feat of hive mind intelligence a decent football defense forges again and again is easily as shockingly impressive as any given quarterback. So, this is gonna be a pretty rough summary. If you're on defense, you're the monsters. Your goal is to make the heroes drop the ball. Make sure you do it the right way, though. There are about 6,000 wrong ways to make the offense drop the ball, and the officials know all of them. Let's not even get into those. If your defensive line can fight through the offensive line and nail the quarterback before he can get rid of the ball, they call that a sack. That's pretty much the ultimate hardcore headshot of football. Meanwhile, the coaches are on the sidelines being like,
excellent.
If the defense succeeds in keeping the offense from achieving a first down 3 times, the offense might want to punt the ball on the 4th down. This means you kick the ball as hard and far as you can to put the other team in the worst position possible when they recover the ball. To punt, you need to equip a special type of player called a punter. It's not as intuitive as it sounds. You don't just open an equipment menu. No, football requires you to equip entire preset loadouts. Every play of football is its own loadout. Coaches keep all their loadouts written down in a book. They give these loadouts clever shorthand names that all the players on the team have to memorize. Wikipedia tells you that one football game lasts for 4 quarters of 15 minutes each. This is a lie. There has only ever been one football game. It has been going on for decades. Football is a long, slow act of psychological warfare, happening between generations of coaches and statisticians. The snakes of these many wizards' minds wrestle and writhe on the cold stone floor of the dungeon of time. Football boasts a tapestry of in-game currencies: touchdowns, passing yards, rushing yards, career wins, though its most premium of currencies is the Super Bowl ring. The goal of all players and coaches is to get one of these solid gold puppies. However, for some people, 1 isn't enough. For some people, 3 isn't enough. For some people, 4 isn't enough. For some people, 5 isn't enough. These people are monsters, and they must be stopped at all costs. Come on, buddy. You ain't even got that many fingers. Whether you're just watching it, playing it, betting money on it, or retelling the legend of a particular dead coach in low tones around a dark table with old friends, American football truly has something in it for everybody. What about me? You can probably guess what I'm in it for. Is it the bone-crunching sacks or the lip-smacking snacks? Yeah, you know me by now. I was born stupid. However, I will not die hungry. Vid.eo. Games Forever, Kotaku.com.